Welcome to the Arrington Gavin Show. Real talk, big opinions, and fearless conversations. From the front lines of politics to the latest in pop culture. From breaking sports headlines to the stories that move the world. Nothing's off limits, and nobody's holding back. Arrington Gavin is here to break it down, build it up, and keep it all the way real. So turn it up, lean in, and let's get into it. This is the Arrington Gavin Show.
Hey, what is happening, my friends? What is happening? Welcome to the Arrington Gavin Show, your go-to spot for sharp insights, bold opinions, and unfiltered takes on the biggest stories of the day, whether it is politics, sports, pop culture, or the latest buzz. Look, we're diving deep and keeping it real. So do me a favor, kick back, stay informed, and get ready to join the conversation. Look, my friends, on today's conversation, it's juicy. The right has pure egg on their face. They are looking like fools when I tell you. So I don't know if y'all recently heard, but the DOJ, the Department of Justice, and the FBI, Federal Bureau of Investigation, had recently come out announcing that there was no signs, they could not find anything of this so-called Jeffrey Epstein Client List. Something that those who are actually working now in the White House, those who are actually working in the DOJ and FBI, they were talking so much smack on the list. And now all of a sudden it's no list. It's no list. Now, just a little reminder of who Jeffrey Epstein was. He was an extremely wealthy financer and eventually was a convicted sex offender whose life became a symbol of power, privilege, and abuse. Okay, he built a relationship with the powerful people, including former presidents like Bill Clinton and Donald Trump, British royalty like Prince Andrew, and business leaders and scientists and other celebrities. He became well known really as this guy who was of mystery, right? He was a financier, a hedge fund manager, but then he eventually got locked up for sex trafficking, connections with elite figures, and suspicious I wouldn't say he known now as the gentleman who was locked up, right? They got him, and then all of a sudden, mysteriously, not mysteriously, let me rephrase that, he committed suicide, hung himself in the prison cell. So there's been back and forth in the public to saying, oh, was it really this? Was it really that? Mystery. So many docs, the whole 9 yards. I don't speak at all on that. But what the funny thing, in my opinion, is the right continued to spew out this list. Folks like Kash Patel, who is the FBI director. Folks like Dan Bongino, who is the deputy director for the FBI. Far right conservative podcasters, talkers, they were talking so much cold cash, and now all of a sudden they got egg on their face like it's clear evidence that no. And it's so funny because I'm like, I remember one of the Fox News faces was interviewing Kash Patel and Dan Bongino, and Dan Bongino just looks like I don't want to have to admit this, but it was nothing there. The right went ham, and they're still continue to go to this day. So we're going to talk about it. We're going to talk about it here on the show. What else do we have lined up for you? Actor Mark Ruffalo calls out Joe Rogan. I'll speak a little bit about why he is calling him out. And then also, I don't know if y'all heard about this strike happening in Philadelphia. It's a union strike. They're striking over higher wages, which in my opinion, I'm all for. I'm all for higher wages, especially for the city workers and sanitation workers, you name it. So they're starting to just pile up of trash. Hopefully by then they will have something in place for this. But there has been known figures. I know recently LL Cool J and Jasmine Sullivan opted out of performing in Philadelphia to strike on behalf of the city workers for better wages. And so it's not getting too good over in Philly. And look, Philly's a beautiful city, by the way. I know a lot of folks will say, "Have you really been to Philadelphia?" No, Philly. I'm telling you right now, I've been to Philadelphia. I've stayed a few times. It's a dope city. Now, obviously, every city has its parts that you don't want to have, you don't want to visit, but that's everywhere. Okay, that's everywhere. So I hope and pray again by now they have something planned and have something set in stone for the city workers. And if we have some time, also the Israel Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu gives a letter nominating Donald Trump for a Nobel Peace Prize. God help us all. So look, we got a lot to talk about here on the Arrington Gavin Show. I hope you all are doing wonderful wonderful on this great evening here. Do me a favor, for those who happen to be streaming us, look, subscribe to our YouTube channel, follow us, please share with a friend. We want to continue to grow our subscribers. We're building up we're continue to build here on the Arrington Gavin Show. We are very grassroots, but we are growing, and with our with just our small team, we are doing so many great things and have so many great things in store for you all, and in the future to come. So please, as always, yes, follow us on our subscribe to us on YouTube. You can also stream us on the Goatverse TV app. Goatverse TV is an amazing streaming channel where you can download it on the App Store, Google Play Store, Roku, as well as Amazon Fire TV. It helps broaden our audience out, and I'm just honored to be a part of that channel. In addition to that, you can listen to the Arrington Gavin Show wherever you listen to your podcasts. We're available on all major podcast platforms, as well as on the radio airways. We're in a couple of markets right now, which we're so honored to be a part. One of those markets is in New Orleans by way of WBOK 1230 a.m. What New Orleans is talking about. You can tune into the Arrington Gavin Show Monday through Fridays at 7 p.m. Central Time. Again, that is WBOK 1230 a.m. What New Orleans is talking about. Want to move it on all the way to the Metro Atlanta region. You can tune to the Arrington Gavin Show on WDJY 99.1 FM Straight Talk Monday through Fridays, weeknights at 11 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Okay, 11 p.m. Eastern Standard Time to the Arrington Gavin Show. So again, family, multiple ways you can follow us. You can also follow us on our social media platforms. Look, we're living in a social media digital content society. So look, we're available on Instagram, Blue Sky, X, formerly known as Twitter, as well as Substack. Okay, subscribe to our Substack page. We're continuing to grow that as well. Substack is an avenue where, when I don't have the time to finish a topic here on the Arrington Gavin Show, then we discuss it. We extend it onto our Substack page, and we just keep the show going from there. Let's see, what else do I got for you all? What else do I got? Oh, if you want to get in contact with me, please visit our website, theagshow.com, www.theagshow.com. You can email me through there, follow up on our latest episodes, and the whole 9 yards. I truly appreciate that. So before we head to a commercial break, look, I wanted to play this clip for you. Came across my social media, and it was so important. I think, especially in today's time, I think we all need to listen to it, especially as Black people. Give me 1 second as I pull this clip up for you all. Hold tight.
You can pinpoint the exact moment when Black people became Democrat.
Really?
And it was a 90-second phone call. October of 1960, Nixon and JFK are embroiled in the tightest race ever. MLK is in jail. He's always in jail, but they're about to put him in this penal farm in rural Georgia. Coretta, his wife, pregnant, she's frantic. She picks up the phone and she calls Nixon's camp. She says, "Hey, here's what's going on. Can you pull some strings, get my husband out?" Nixon blows her off. She picks up the phone and she calls JFK. 90-second phone call. JFK says, "I'm with you, whatever you need." She gets off the phone, tells her father-in-law, MLK's dad, MLK Sr., who's the head pastor at Ebenezer, who at the time was a registered Republican. He says, I'm a Democrat now. He recruits all of his pastoral friends, gets all the black newspapers. They go on this big campaign to get JFK in office. JFK wins by 100,000 whatever votes. Here's what's interesting. In 1956, Eisenhower was a Republican. He won with 60% of the black vote. In 1960, JFK wins with 70%.
There you go.
Of the black vote.
Wow.
Now, I tell that story not to say what swung people was empathy.
Yeah.
That's what, and I feel like that's what's missing today. You know,
I mean, is Brother Man preaching to the choir? Is he preaching to the choir, y'all? Did y'all hear that? Empathy, 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 empathy. That's what we're missing here. Empathy. So when you come across folks that, I'm sorry, a good portion of those that are just love them some Trump, that vote for him multiple times, I question your empathy, because what they're going to say is, it's not always you need to stop putting having emotion to it. Sometimes, life is not going to be, you're right, life is not easy. In order to be successful, you have to fall, right? Life is not all, it's not handouts, but empathy is not a form of handout, sir. It's not. So at the end of the day, listen to that. I posted this on my social media. Empathy. I have yet to see. I'll take that back. I've seen a small handful of Republicans that actually show empathy. They're not happy who's in leadership. You see it right now. Look, like Senator Ron Paul out of Kentucky with the whole beautiful bill. He was showing empathy to his constituents because he's like, look, these cuts, these Medicare cuts, they're going to be hurting a large number of my constituents in my districts. Okay. And I mean, it's already set. I mean, it's going to affect 17 million. They're saying 17 million folks that it's going to affect. In Kentucky alone, speaking of Senator Rand Paul, it's going to hurt over 180,000 of his constituents that are going to lose health care. They're going to lose health care. Where's the empathy in that? Where's the empathy when 17 million people lose their health care? Where's the empathy in that, y'all? Where's the empathy when you cut funding for schools in lower income communities, in urban areas, in predominantly poor neighborhoods? Where's the empathy in cutting government funding? What's the empathy in laying off folks? Where's the empathy in that? Where's the empathy when you have these freaking politicians in Washington benefiting their own pockets, benefiting their own, having their own personal gain, but not helping out those who brought their asses in in office? Where's the empathy at? When I saw this clip, y'all, it really hit me, because I'm like, when you're a person that cares about people, regardless of political party, that's America. That is America. But we have no empathy anymore. There is no empathy. There's name calling, there's insults. That's what politics is all about now. Who looks the toughest, right? Who looks the strongest? That's what politics is about. Who physically shows that macho mentality? That's what politics is, y'all. I say it all the time. We've lost our moral compass. We've decided to choose greed. When you have folks that are really passionate, that really want to do good, that actually gives a damn about people, guess what? The elites pushed them aside. Oh yeah, they're like saying no, he can't be or she can't be because they're a little too this, they're a little too that. They're not the status quo for a typical Republican, or they're not the status quo for a typical Democrat. No, you don't see that now. You don't see that. So, look, I don't rearrange the whole format today. Look, we got to head to some commercial breaks here. We got to pay some bills. When we come back, we'll have some more here on the Arrington Gavin Show. Your boy done got started. I can't help myself. I apologize. Let me go ahead on. We're gonna take a commercial break. When we come back, we'll have more here on the Arrington Gavin Show.
Become a man of distinction with Rugged Evolution Beard Care. Order our scented beard oils and beard balms to help you maintain and grow the perfect beard. Order today. Try our men's care products like the full body exfoliating cleansing bars, body wash, smooth stash, and more. Log on to our website or download our app to place your orders. Rugged Evolution Beard Care. We're your luxury but affordable men's care line. And remember,
rugged is the new smooth.
Every man has a story to tell. Your ambitions, your achievements, your legacy. Your suit should reflect that story, crafted precisely, designed for impact, and tailored exclusively for you. We work with only the finest fabrics, luxurious wools, silk, linen, and blends from world-renowned mills in Italy, the UK, and India. These fabrics are the foundation of custom suits that exude elegance and stand the test of time. But a suit isn't just about fabric, it's about fit, and it's about confidence, and it all starts with you. When you work with me, you'll receive a personalized consultation, whether in person or over Zoom. Together, we'll explore your vision and discuss your needs, and we're gonna bring your ideas to life. My journey as a designer includes apprenticing under New York-based designer Clavon Leonard, showcasing collections at New York Fashion Week, Algeria Fashion Week, and the prestigious Baltimore Met Gala. That experience is what we bring to every suit we create, from weddings to corporate events and everything in between. We specialize in crafting one-of-a-kind suits for life's most significant moments. Dapper Luke has been recognized as one of Baltimore's best menswear in 2023, and I was honored to be one of the 10 designers selected for the prestigious Baltimore Met Gala. With over 900 satisfied clients, we proudly serve Virginia Beach and Baltimore, bringing world-class designs to these incredible communities. We don't just make suits, we craft confidence. Your suit will fit your body, your style, and it will tell your story. Book your free online personal consultation today. Visit www.dapperluke.com.
All right, welcome back, fam. Welcome back. So I want to talk about this this whole the DOJ and FBI finding that there's no Jeffrey Epstein client list. They have reviewed, and they are saying that there is no Epstein client list. So again, I've mentioned earlier who Jeffrey Epstein was. Just to give you some more about this guy. He was arrested. When was he arrested? Let's see. 2008 conviction, pleaded guilty in Florida to soliciting sex from a minor, received a controversial sweetheart deal with a light sentence of 13 months. Let's see. The prosecutor involved in that conviction, this was back in 2008, Alexandria Ocasio, who later became Trump's labor secretary. Then, fast forward to that 2019, Epstein was arrested on federal sex trafficking charges involving dozens of underage girls, accused of running a vast sex trafficking ring from his properties, Palm Beach, Manhattan, and the Virgin Islands. Allegedly used powerful friends and threats to silent victims. This is just alleged here. Apparently the man's net worth, he was worth a whopping between 200 and over $500 million. The man had monies. In 2019, federal prosecutors said his assets exceeded $500 million based on a $56 million Manhattan townhouse, private island in the Virgin Islands, multiple luxury homes, and $100+ million in investments, cash, private jets, cars, you name it. He had everything there. Now, let me go ahead and read you just a little bit about this reported by ABC News. A review ordered by President Donald Trump appointed leadership of the Justice Department and the FBI found no evidence that notorious deceased financier Jeffrey Epstein kept a client list of associates whom he blackmailed or conspired with to victimize dozens of women, according to new memo. Now, the department has also released hours of purported footage as part of its review. Now, which officials say further confirms Epstein died by suicide while in custody in a jail cell in Manhattan in 2019. Now, contradicting conspiracy theories long embraced or spread by allies of, you guessed it, President Donald Trump and others. Now, let me go ahead and play you a clip here. Let me see if I have that ready for you all. Let's see. Let me go ahead on and play this for you guys.
Your memo and release yesterday on Jeffrey Epstein, it left some lingering mysteries. One of the biggest ones is whether he ever worked for a American or foreign intelligence agency. The former labor secretary, who was Miami U.S. Attorney Alex Costa, he allegedly said that he did work for an intelligence agency. So could you resolve whether or not he did? And also, could you say why there was a minute missing from the jailhouse tape on the news?
Yeah, sure. If
Pam, could I just interrupt for 1 second? Are you still talking about Jeffrey Epstein? This guy's been talked about for years. You're asking, we have Texas, we have this, we have all of the things. And are people still talking about this guy, this creep? That is unbelievable. Do you want to waste the time and do you feel like answering?
I don't mind answering.
I mean, I can't believe you're asking a question on Epstein at a time like this where we're having some of the greatest success and also tragedy with what happened in Texas. It just seems like a desecration, but you go ahead.
Sure. First, to back up on that, in February, I did an interview on Fox, and it's been getting a lot of attention because I said, I was asked a question about the client list, and my response was, it's sitting on my desk to be reviewed, meaning the file along with the JFK, MLK files as well. That's what I meant by that. Also, to the tens of thousands of video, they turned out to be child porn downloaded by that disgusting Jeffrey Epstein. Child porn is what they were. Never going to be released, never going to see the light of day. To him being an agent, I have no knowledge about that. We can get back to you on that. And the minute missing from the video, we released the video showing definitively, the video was not conclusive, but the evidence prior to it was showing he committed suicide. And what was on that, there was a minute that was off the counter. And what we learned from Bureau of Prisons was every night, they redo that video. It's old, from like 1999. So every night the video is reset, and every night should have the same minute missing. So we're looking for that video to release that as well, showing that a minute is missing every night. And that's it on Epstein.
Let me tell you something here. Let me tell you something. I've been watching, I don't know about y'all, I watch a lot of Law and Order. Oh, hold on. Let me. I've watched a lot of Law and Order. And where I'm going with this is that you've seen the response from innocent folks. You've seen the response from guilty folks. I'll just keep it at that. I'll just leave it at that. But let me read you a little more of this. So it says here that the memo also, and by the way, that in that soundbite or that video, for those who are watching, Trump is like, "Are you talking about Epstein? Are we still talking about that guy? There's been years. First of all, dude, we're not. You are. You're the one that brought up all these cases from the JFK files, MLK files, Epstein files. You brought it up, sir. So stop acting like it's old news. And what successes are you talking about? What successes? You barely can hold your own party, which really, I mean, your party is MAGA. You don't like the Republican Party is no longer like your party. Let's be honest. But hey, MAGA's in the lead right now. They're in the lead. Yay, hooray, hooray. But please stop with all that. Are we talking about Epstein? Oh my God. I'm sorry. I gotta. And then, okay, you got the Attorney General saying, if you could recall what I said it's on my desk, meaning the file is on. Well, damn it, say that, please. But once again, you had time to rethink that. Says here that the memo is also likely to generate outrage among those who have claimed Epstein's known profile associates could be implicated in his crimes. According to FBI and DOJ review, no further charges are expected in connection with their probes into Epstein, and investigators did not uncover evidence that could predicate an investigation against uncharged third parties. I mean, does the White House think America's dumb? Like, literally, you were the ones to push this forward, and now all of a sudden saying, "Oh, nothing happened. No further questions. Nope. Like, what is it? And look, this is a left and right issue, okay? Because you have folks that are saying, okay, there's some covering up happening within this administration. But look, you heard the names that I mentioned. There were videos, there were pictures. He was friends with Bill Clinton. He was friends with or associates. I won't even say friends because I can't say, I'm not there, but there were pictures with him, and they knew who the guy was. Let's just point blank period. They knew who the guy was. They probably not saying they knew exactly what was going on at that time, because again, all this stuff is still being investigated. But like his associate, I think, is it somebody Maxwell? What is her name? I'm trying to find it. Ghislaine Maxwell. I think that's how you pronounce her name. I mean, there's so many folks, but here's a funny one right here for you. Here's a funny one here. So you got folks out of all people, Alex Jones. Yeah, y'all know? Does that name sound familiar to you guys? Y'all know who Alex Jones is? No, yes, maybe so. Let me tell you something. Alex Jones is one of the strangest, most disgusting individuals that has a platform, in my opinion. Folks that allow him on, I question. This man, by the way, is a person who, hold on real quick here. Alex Jones has, for one, this guy is the person that said the government has weather weapons. Okay. He also said chemicals in the water are turning frogs gay. Yes, that Alex Jones. Oh, it gets worse, y'all. It gets worse. He said, I quote, that the Sandy Hook was staged. Are you kidding me? We heard about the huge lawsuit that he had to face, the massive court case that he had to face. Let me go ahead and play you this of Alex Jones. Apparently he's getting a little emotional here. He's a bit sad. Let me go ahead and play this for you guys.
I never saw any evidence of Trump involved in any of the stuff that came out. It was all fake. The fake Jane Does, all the crap, E. Jean Carroll, the crazy leftist cat lady, all of it. So now, by coming in and being part of the cover-up, the Trump administration has become part of it. I mean, it's just you cannot see it any other way. So I just got to the office. I'm gonna go throw up actually, and this only happens every few years when something really, really bad happens or something. I mean, I'm physically gonna puke probably right now. My mouth is watering right now because I have integrity, and I just really need the Trump administration to succeed and to save this country, and they're doing so much good. And then for them to do something like this tears my guts out.
I'm sorry. Let me cut that. Oh. First of all, what was that? Was that man trying to hold some tears? Like you ever remember when you were like a little kid and you were trying, like either your parent fussed you out or your teacher fussed you out in front of everybody and you got embarrassed and you tried to hold in that, like he was constantly, he said he was about to throw up, but he was about to take a crap right there in his car. The way he was like trying to hold in his his tears. Like, what do you expect? And he's crying because he just it made him look like a fool because he was one of them. He was blurring that stuff out. Him, Patel, Bongino, all of those far right talkers, man, was sharing. Oh my gosh, this and that and the other. And now it's like they're keeping it. Come on now, they're keeping it quiet. Like it's just, oh gosh, that was so funny. That man said, "I'm getting watery at the mouth. I feel like I'm about to throw up, and I only do so maybe once a year. But this is just, I got integrity. I have integrity." That's how he talks. I got integrity. I'm sorry. Let me stop. Forgive me, Lord. But let's see here if I want to continue on anything in this. So it says here that attorney Pam Bondi had previously promised the public release of scores of records associated with federal probes into Epstein, though in recent interviews she has claimed the delay and attributed to tens of thousands of videos within the FBI's possession showing potential pornography of minors. Now, in late February, Bondi handed out binders of Epstein case files to pro-Trump social media influencers at the White House. Okay, so you can just, that's already disturbing right there. Files that ultimately contain little new information. As ABC News reported at the time, the move caught White House officials off guard and outraged some supporters of the president who had been promised that more details would be made public. Now, Bondi has faced growing criticism from some Trump supporters. One of them I just played right there over the delay in releasing the records. The Epstein files for years have been the subject of widespread speculation and conspiracy theories that the government was covering up information and a supposed client list to protect powerful businessmen and politicians. I mean, it's just it continues. This is just I love it. I mean it. And what let me say what I love. I love it when finally the bullies get called out in their own crap. Yep. They're stuck against a wall. Here. And yeah, not looking pretty. Let me go ahead on. Y'all, we're gonna take another let's take another commercial break. Yeah, we're gonna take another commercial break. I'm gonna put an end to this one right here. We come back. We have a lot more show for you here on the Arrington Gavin Show. Please don't go anywhere. We'll be right back after these commercial breaks.
Jazeera Learning Institute, LLC, is a hybrid learning center that strives to educate adults and children in all fields. During the day, we offer programs that are focused on developing students from pre-K to 12th grade, which includes tutoring, homeschool co-op, an after-school program, SAT, ACT prep, and many more engaging academic programs. Our adult education programs include workforce trainings, GED prep, life coaching, various seminars, and many more. Our vision is to train and educate in a positive way that will lead to a positive change in the world, one person at a time. For more information, visit us online at JazarenLearningInstitute.com or call us at 757-208-7407.
What's up, y'all? Welcome to
And we still in traffic.
I don't look familiar, do I? Not in this seat.
Hey, what's that you listening to?
Here to host today.
Hey, turn it up.
Yeah, this that new GoatVerse app. I got you.
So y'all want to know where the goats are? They're off on the sidelines.
Looking for fresh, relevant content wherever you go?
What was the name of that he said?
Introducing GoatVerse TV.
GoatVerse, that's what it's called.
The free streaming app that brings you the best podcasts, current events, and thought-provoking opinions all in one place. Download it now from the Apple Store or Play Store. In Goats, we trust.
Become a man of distinction with Rugged Evolution Beard Care. Order our scented beard oils and beard balms to help you maintain and grow the perfect beard. Order today. Try our men's care products like the full body exfoliating cleansing bars, body wash, smooth stash, and more. Log on to our website or download our app to place your orders. Rugged Evolution Beard Care. We're your luxury but affordable men's care line. And remember,
Rugged is the new smooth.
All right, family, welcome back to the show. Welcome back. Look, I want to talk about this strike happening, or hopefully is coming to a close by now. In Philadelphia, Philadelphia is facing its first municipal worker strike in nearly 4 decades, as approximately 9,000 city workers represented by the AFSCME District Council 33. They began a strike in the beginning of July. This strike follows a contract dispute with the union rejecting the city's offer of a 12% raise, citing inadequate pay for workers who earned an average salary of $46,000. Now, as the strike enters, as it's been entering lately, trash piles up. Loads and loads of trash pile up in the streets, and tensions rise. Negotiations between the city and the union is not looking anywhere near pretty, with no further as of right now. But some residents are hiring private haulers to clear their blocks of garbage, while others show support for the union's demands for higher pay. Now, I know LL Cool J, artists like LL Cool J, Jasmine Sullivan has opted out to not perform in Philadelphia due to that, as they're for the strike. Mayor Parker has continued to talk the city's latest offer, which she calls historic and fiscally responsible. As of right now, we know city workers use backhoes to chip away at mounds of trash that piled up over the recent holiday weekends at dumping sites across the city. This, when they showed images, and I'll repost this on my social media, but y'all, the piles is insane. It literally can cover a whole block, maybe even more than that. And look, I've been in Philadelphia. I'm looking at it right now. It's mountains and mountains of just garbage, which eventually will cause odors, which would attract raccoons, rats, you name it. The worst of the worst can happen. But once again, man, yeah. The union say 12%. Says here that let's see, it says here that the mayor has spoken about a 3% raise, a 3% when they asked for 12. Not smart negotiators. So let's just pray and hope that once again the cities can return the favor and take care of their constituents. And especially for, workers like doing a job like this, in my opinion. No, this is a job that nobody prefers to do, but yet someone signs up and does a job. They should be rewarded. $46,000 is not a livable salary in today's day, especially in the Philadelphia area. It's not. It is not. $46,000. That's unacceptable. In my opinion, y'all, that's extremely unacceptable. And so I hope, for listeners, those who tune into the program, if you can all, especially those that has any ties with the Philadelphia area, know anybody up there, man, if there's petitions out there that y'all need to write to help build up the strike and support those workers, man, please do so, y'all, because once again, we're living in times where everything is expensive. And having the rightful, look, earlier in the program, I just talked about how folks are losing healthcare. So, do your part, keep these workers in your prayers. And yeah, this is insane. This is true. This is truly insane. I'll follow up more with it here for you guys. And yeah, we'll talk more about that later on. Let's go ahead and digress from this story. What do we have next? Okay, yes, actor. Let's move on to some Hollywood news. So recently, actor Mark Ruffalo. Does that name sound familiar? Mark Ruffalo. Do I have? I do. Looks like I do not. Oh, shame, Aaron. It's a shame. Well, actor Mark Ruffalo, who shout out to Mark Ruffalo because he's also a Hampton Roads guy. He's originally from a city, Virginia Beach, Virginia, which is actually the largest city population-wise in the state of Virginia, right next to my home city of Chesapeake. Mark Ruffalo recently criticized podcaster and comedian Joe Rogan for shock over Trump's ISIS raids. He says, "Hey, a little late now," which Mark is absolutely right. Lately, I've shared here on the program that a lot of folks on the right, those who have previously supported Trump or either endorsed him, are starting to have their regrets, right? I consider them Trump regretters. I mentioned Candace Owens, Dave Smith, Joe Rogan. Now, Joe Rogan, I never consider him like a right-leaning individual. He's maybe he's centered, most definitely centered, but he kind of just goes with the flow. I look at this. He goes whatever the avenue. He has an empire he builds up, and on top of that, he's employed by Dana White. So let's come on, let's use some common sense here. Says here, this reported by USA Today, when it comes to politics, Mark Ruffalo isn't the type to mince his words. Oscar-nominated actor who became a vocal critic of President Trump's crackdown on illegal immigration slammed Joe Rogan after the podcasting sensation shared criticism of the Trump's administration sweeping deportation efforts. Recently, last month, several demonstrators erupted across Los Angeles in response to a series of immigration raids. Now, the federal invasion carried out by U.S. Immigration and Customs enforcement took place in parts of the cities as part of a directive from President Trump to find immigrants living in the United States without legal status. Now, I quote, Rogan says here, we were told there would be there's two things that are insane. Let's see, told a guest and Replit CEO Amaj Masad in a recent Joe Rogan episode. He said one is targeting of migrant workers, not cartel members, not gang members, not drug dealers, just construction workers showing up in construction sites, raiding them. Gardeners, like, really? I don't know what to tell you, Joe. Stop acting like you're so shocked. Like, I can't stand when people are like, this is not what we were told. This is not what we were told. Look, listen. When it comes to campaigns, and this is no shot to all folks and current candidates right now running in certain races in their selected races, but you do have candidates that are trying to sell. They're pitching you their brand, in a sense. They're pitching you their ideas. This is all an audition. They're trying to sell, and hopefully that you vote for them. You eventually buy their selling point. Joe Rogan's trying to hold on to numbers for his podcast, right? Which, look, he's made plenty of money from it, and he will always have a large demographic of supporters. But don't start going back and forth with it. Oh, this is not true, because like this is not right. This. I'm still to this day. I mean, you're talking about, for me, and maybe I'm clueless, but I was extremely shocked when he endorsed President Trump. You can say you voted for him, but you publicly endorsed. So what you just did, you encouraged all people to say vote for this person. Like, I'll be honest. I'm that guy who will say, look, I will discuss, both sides. What's their plans here? What's their plans there? If this is something that you find, if this is something you find appealing, then hey, lean towards them. And if that's something that you don't like on the side, okay, then lean towards the opposite. That's how you leave it. But when you endorse somebody, you're just flat out saying, y'all need to vote for that person. I'm telling you, you need to vote for them. You need to vote for them. And now he's over here backpedaling. So previously, Rogan has shared support for Trump. I mentioned earlier, he endorsed him. Really, a lot of folks has said that that endorsement really pulled it off for Trump's win in the election. I beg to differ. I think it might have already been set in stone. But yeah, I think that's just that. Now, Ruffalo had recently shared on Threads, "Dear Joe Rogan, it's a little late now to pretend like Project 2025 didn't exist and wasn't the playbook all along. You were either not that smart or not that dumb. It's hard to tell at this point." Dang, Mark, you going ham. Again, reminder, Project 2025, also known as the 2025 Presidential Transition Project, is a political agenda published by the conservatives think tank Heritage Foundation. The mandate suggests overhauling federal agencies like the FBI, abolishing the Department of Education, reversing federal approval of abortion pills, and bolstering powers for immigration officials to deport undocumented immigrants. Does all that sound a bit familiar? Does all that sound a bit familiar? No? Is it just me? Okay. Now, throughout the 2024 presidential campaign, Trump attempted to distance himself from the Project 2025. Yeah. Good luck with that, buddy. He claims and knew nothing. He claims he knew nothing about the controversial plan. Now, USA Today analysts show at least 31 of the 38 authors from Project 2025's or editors had connections to President Trump or his first administration. So again, cut the BS. I asked a question. Does Washington think we're dumb? Does the administration think the American people are just stupid? Do they? Now you got some folks that's a little questionable now, because I don't know if y'all ever take time out your hand, but if y'all see some of the just some of the like TikTok videos of folks who are reporters that are interviewing people at Trump rallies and stuff. Wow. I'm sorry. Just side note, there was a video showing these two guys interviewing this couple at a MAGA rally, and they literally said, okay, so you're saying X, Y, and Z needs to be deported if they're this, that, and the other. So they're saying, okay, so if you meet Jesus right now, will you accept him? He's like, I will accept Jesus if he has his pay, if he has this certain documentation. And I'm like, it was so funny. It was so funny. You gotta look at some of this stuff, and you just look. You even have folks on the right saying, look, Trump has a cult following. He does. He really does. And so it's Lord have mercy. But yeah, you got actors calling Rogan out. So my question to you all, the listeners here, is Mark Ruffalo right? Is it a little too late for Joe Rogan to criticize? Is it a little too late for anybody who at first voted and backed Trump and now is regretting? Is it? I think not. Yeah. So good job, Mark. Mark, by the way, he was on the Avengers. I think he played the Hulk. So, he's obviously, don't get the Hulk angry. Hulk smash. I mean, I will be honest though, if him and like Joe Rogan actually tried to like scrap, I got Joe Rogan all day. Joe Rogan, he a former fighter himself. He stays in shape and all this other stuff, but Mark won in the vocal realm on this case. Let's see here. I'm looking at my time. I got about 7-ish minutes left. Let me go ahead and move on to this. I'm gonna hold off to one story. I was gonna talk about the Israel Prime Minister giving Donald Trump a letter nominating him for a Nobel Peace Prize. We're gonna talk about that on the next show because I'm probably need the whole damn show for that one. But let me go ahead and share this soundbite from DNC, the newly elected vice mayor, Lord have mercy, vice chair for the Democratic National Committee, Malcolm Kenyatta, who was initially one half, but they had a whole new election. He ended up keeping his position. Let's see here. David end up leaving his duties. But let me go ahead and share. Recently, Malcolm Kenyatta was on News Nation's Leland Vitter's program called On Balance. Now, I am a News Nation watcher. I enjoyed News Nation, by the way. You can almost say I watched that more than I watch other news, cable news programs. News Nation has first started as, and it's still very new cable network, but it has started as a unbiased, kind of like a bipartisan news program. When it comes to some of their premier voices on there now, it's led by Chris Cuomo. Obviously, we all know Chris. He's been on all the primetime spots, and so he is led by Chris Cuomo. You have veterans like Elizabeth Vargas. At the time, you had Dan Abrams on there. Geraldo Rivera is a contributor on there. Sean Spicer is a contributor on there. You go from the left of the left to the right of the right to the center of the center. I mean, you have a good number of folks that appear on News Nation. I enjoy it. But let me go ahead and play you this soundbite real quick of an interaction between the News Nation host Leland Vitter and DNC Vice Chair Malcolm Kenyatta.
You ever think you'd see Hakeem Jeffries dodge an Al Sharpton question?
Listen, I'm really interested. I watched your intro, and you talked about political division. And
the left's hatred of Donald Trump is getting people hurt and killed.
And it's interesting to me, Leland, that you did not show a clip of the guy who's the president of the United States just last week in Iowa saying that he hates Democrats.
But I hate them too. You know that? I really do. I hate them.
that he hates them, and you laugh, you chuckle, but I wonder, does the president of the United States have a responsibility to try to bring this country together? You talk about democratic, divisiveness, and you talk about polarization, but I think the thing that's interesting to me as we talk about political division in this country and the rhetoric, that we don't think about the person who has a responsibility to try to bring this country together.
Is it possible for you to do this segment without mentioning Donald Trump? We didn't have time to talk about Donald Trump.
Donald Trump is president of the United States.
Right. We had many segments about him. We're now having a segment about the mayor of New York. So
we're having a segment together.
Right. So, we invited you on to talk about the mayor of New York. So
I'm happy to be.
I asked you a really simple question. Do you ever think you'd see Hakeem Jeffries dodge an Al Sharpton question?
I just gave you my answer.
Okay, so you're going to give me this. Okay, so you're not going to answer any of the questions. It's great having you. Thank you very much.
Happy to be here.
Appreciate it. New video shows.
Now, my question for you all was who was right, who was wrong in this case? Now let's see here. Did Malcolm Kenyatta answer Leland Vitter's question? He did. He just didn't give the answer that Leland wanted to hear, right? He gave him an answer. He spoke after that question being asked, but it was no clear answer on that specific question that Leland had asked. He, like the back and forth. Obviously, look, Malcolm Kenyatta is a vice chair of the Democratic National Committee. He is there to support Democratic values, making them, helping them look great, right? He's a new vice chair. He has a new role. But he did put Leland on the fence, because here's the thing. As much as I enjoy watching News Nation, Leland's always been kind of like a back and forth person for me. I'm not the biggest fan of Leland's show. He originally came from Fox News, I think after 10 or 12 years, maybe longer than that, on that network. He, in my opinion, has always been more center right in his program ever since he's moved from, I believe, the 7 p.m. or 7 p.m. slot. He's moved, he's currently on the 9 p.m. Time frame. He's been trying to be a little more bipartisan, right? Now, my thing is, Leland, it's a stupid question to ask or to say, not even a question, but to say that the left is getting folks, they hate Trump so bad, it's getting people hurt, getting people killed. That political rhetoric is happening on both sides, for one. Two, he easily could have said, hey, you're right. I should have mentioned that X, Y, and Z, because hey, he's just as guilty as the opposing side. So that's why Malcolm responded to that. But I will say something about Malcolm. Malcolm has always been, in my opinion, a one-sided person. He doesn't give you a bipartisan perspective on it, which, again, being his new role, he's not going to. He was not a big fan of David Hogg. So I could be a little biased with Malcolm Kenyatta, but once again, I mean, Leland kind of caught himself looking like a fool, but you're talking about the shortest interview ever aired on national TV, and that it was. But hey, that's what, strong Democratic supporters, they want to see that in the left. They like somebody like a Malcolm Kenyatta. And look, I've seen him on other programs. He's a former, I think, congressman out of don't get me quoting, I'm gonna blank on that. I want to say South Carolina, but I could be wrong, or Pennsylvania, one of the two states. But he is now the vice chair of the DNC. So we continue to see what the work he does, and let's see how the DNC is going to do. It's also led by Ken Martin, by the way. So we will see, y'all. We will see. Look, that is my time. I hope you all have a wonderful rest of your evening. Continue to support the Arrington Gavin Show weeknights, available on your selected platforms. Peace and blessings, y'all. I'll see you next time.
That's it for tonight on the Arrington Gavin Show. Thanks for tapping in and keeping the conversation alive. Don't forget, stay connected with us on all platforms. Follow at Arrington Gavin on Instagram, Blue Sky, and X, and subscribe to the official Substack for exclusive takes and deep dives you won't get anywhere else. We're here every weeknight, same time, same energy, same real talk. Until next time, stay bold, stay sharp, and stay true. That's what we do on the Arrington Gavin Show. Peace.